No, 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 no. I'm not a gold digger. Washington. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I give you my heart, I give you my soul, I give you my life. Jackie, I give you my heart, I give you my soul, I give you my goodies. Hey, I'm not a...
Find out the root cause. What is making the person use the drug? What is making, like I told you, addiction or drug abuse is an escape. It's not because I use this drug, so a lot of my I don't feel much pain. So this truth was aching me last night. When did I last use this drug? I'm talking about 6 years ago. 6 years ago. But I'm paying the price now. Na people point of the food and money, somebody had to pull out the level feature. You want to become implants. Each tooth is 5 million. I think I think about million times one because that means you don't cheap to replace. Otherwise, 7 million is important. If somebody who is doing dentistry, 7 million one implants. Cutting every action has a consequence. Even if you did it 7 years ago, the same way the Bible says, everything has 40 days. I'm standing in front of you here, ladies and gentlemen, as a living testimony. But not everybody is a living testimony. Whitney Houston passed on. Michael Jackson passed on. Amy Winehouse passed on. And they are alive. I believe it's for a reason. I'm more than privileged and happy to be here today and do whether there are any questions. Anybody want to ask anything?
Well, thank you, Madam Jackie. Mine is, how effective is counseling to solve the challenge of drug abuse? And secondly, I would like you to show us the celebrity part of you, if you don't mind.
Thank you for your inspirational story, and especially bringing it out in the perspective of painkillers, because personally, I couldn't believe that a painkiller can lead you that far down the rabbit hole. But I know the person who uses painkillers sort of low end, the diclofenacs. So to discover the effects that this painkiller is having on you before it is too late, do you need particularly a medical diagnosis much earlier? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I have just 2 questions about the drug abuse topic. Like, if I realize that maybe my brother is addicted to drug abuse, like, what first step can I help him maybe to start restoring his life? And
can someone be addicted to drug abuse? Can someone be addicted to drug abuse?
I'm addicted maybe to social media.
I say Jackie or Danny. It's just me that woke up and chose to do that. The counseling, yes, I had a counselor who understood me. I think I had around 7, I had 5 or 6 of them. I kept one. Me, I'm not a very subject, by the way. I fired 6 of them, I'm like, I can literally do a 20-minute lesson on Google, and I can do better for my needs, so get out. And I was paying a lot of money at that rehab center. So I fired 6 of them. I remained with 1. You know, I remained with that gentleman. This one also answers the other question, how do you cancel? Guy yaje wange teyangamba nti oli addicted oli ki. Yaje wange n'agamba kyekirimu kyake. Wazaalazala kwako. Okimanyi nti ndi mu binaabo sisobola kufuluma, sisobola kutambula, I can't use my phone, omanga ki ekiriwo. Ani bw'okoze ebyekisiru. But I can't tell the biggest case. Okay, now, you know, better, even the movies that once I don't even read that for the video, that's the same for everything. Oh, yeah. So, I'm living in the world. Continue to work on the knowledge management and some of the organization that are key. What did you do this week? Now, I say, what did you do? Never come and sit down order. Because children can be more that way. Is it an order? Oh, yeah. What's an order? Just, I will go and what do we have for? The following day, the whole first day, they are many times. There's nothing I didn't see like that. Everything. If you guys figure out for abuse, never look at abuse. The third day, Musapatu, I remember. The collar was open like this. You know, I didn't want to come to this, but it doesn't make me come to home. Was there a one? Oh, yeah. No. So you're not my type. Ha! I won't it. I'm not your type. How is it possible? Natutandikira. Naseka, nagamba Jackie. You have a personality which is strong. It goes forward. You always want to toyagala kufira mufiri. But what made this happen to you? What made this happen to you? Because what happened to me? Now you come out. You just say you get yourself. No, but even your body doesn't look like it's hot. However, I can let you. Why are you not answering me? Remember, what should I tell you? The thing is, you've quarreled. The fact is, you have scars. So even if I quarrel back with you, but I want to know, where did this come from? He's the first person who ever got to know that it came from domestic, where it started. But the whole of Uganda knew it was the music business. Music had nothing to do with my addiction. So when it comes to counseling, I don't know if people who do farming here, you cannot get weeds out of the garden or out of the soil without uprooting them straight from the root. You cannot cut them off by their branches or by their leaves. You have to pull it straight out of the ground. So if you want to know why people are abusing whatever it is that they are abusing, there's women here who have problems during their menstruation periods. They take trauma. I have a patient, my phone is in the back. She's in Nairobi. She uses trauma. But even when the periods are done, she goes to work and she tells me, Jackie, I can't, my eyes are not working properly, my head is getting too much, I think trauma is going to what? She takes 9 tablets in the period of 6 hours. 9 tablets of trauma, which is supposed to be 1. Most times one times 2, I think. She takes 9. Anytime came when she would call me and abuse me because I told her, try today. I'm going to maybe instead of 9, just 5. Because I'm not going to tell her to get off immediately. By the way, the one thing that stops addicts from using drugs or for people from using it is what they call the symptoms. It's a kind of symptom. Your head moves around. Your skin crawls. Moving powder in your skin. Your nerves don't function according to what your brain. You see, you can tell yourself, walk. But have your legs ever just started moving? You haven't told yourself to walk? Have you ever had diarrhea? You can't even control your muscles. Everything comes out. There's that. Withdraws it. That is the only thing which stops addicts from coming back. However, when it comes to counseling, take time to find out the root cause. Never ever tell an addict or a person who is abusing whichever don't call her cheating, but whether she's mine. Let me tell you the truth. Every time I'm injecting myself, I knew it was bad. But nobody ever bothered to ask me why I started that. For me, I was protecting the area of my partner. The value of my family in peace. Nasabara watu wategemee. So find out the root cause. What is making the person use the drug? What is making, like I told you, addiction or drug abuse is an escape. People are it's motive of injection. Yeah, after I take the just at your tears. Just find a hope going around because that's the only thing that we want. Because I will put down that it remains because of the chairman just to follow apology, to say it out there. So first learn the character of the person that you have to talk to, and then don't go direct because for all that I'm a graduate. But you think I didn't go, they didn't teach me about it in school? They did. But guess what? The circumstance of life led me there. I said, I'm telling myself, addiction, yaga, cocaine, heroin. Then I didn't mind it, but even in my studies, I didn't know that pecadine is clinical heroin. It is one of them. It's an opiate. So, don't come direct to know how I get it. Because to get what those here. Until we shall continue. Take time to understand why the root cause. There is somebody saying, how do you know? The answer I didn't know. It took about 2 years of people telling me, Jackie, you're getting out of control and what. Then I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know. That's why I say faith is very important in this thing. I believe whatever happened to me happened, and I'm coming another good in that. When you see a person taking more tablets than necessary, the person is abusing the tablets. If the person smokes 1 stick of weed in a Chandiru Choozen, now smoking a that is abuse. So you as people who have gone to school, you can tell. So you use that. And the way you speak to the person matters. Don't come and point a finger. Talk nicely to them. How effective is counseling? I don't know if I should answer this in terms of me. The answer. I told you I have 6 therapists. Never. So if you want to talk to me and get it in someone new, you have to talk very nice to me. And it has to be speaking to me with content. I'm not a leader. I'm not a manager. It is effective for some people, counseling, for some people. but it is also not effective for other people, depending on the approach of the therapist. Therapists are saying that the same way I studied history, I read it, I crammed, so for some things, I passed. When it comes to speaking to a person who has a mental issue, you don't have to use your soma, no chip, no class. That can come in later. First and foremost, get to understand the person you're talking to. When you look at my phone, I listen to documentaries. People talk about serial killers. I don't know if you've thought about that. Like serial killers is a guy who I know that strictly, when he killed people, he would cut off the left breast. It was only women of the women. And at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, why would you cut off just one breast and leave the other? Kumbe, this guy was fed on the left breast of the mother, and every time, because the mother didn't like him, when he is what? Breastfeeding on that side. I told him, oh, the mother left him on that breast for long. Now, but he had a problem with the left breast. So I listened to this documentary to speak to somebody. Don't speak to them according to what you have read in class. Speak to understand them. Get into their brains and can get out. I hope I've answered all the questions, ladies and gentlemen. In case there's anything else extra.
The first one is, like, what inspired you to return to the music industry after you went break?
Okay. Next.
The other was, how has religion shaped the music and the message in the music of the current student? And the other is, how did your personal struggles influence your music and growth as an artist? Thank you.
Because there's something to come up with a propaganda which is not right. And in that same case, that propaganda will always tarnish someone's name. So you have strategies to eliminate such things.
Okay. So I would very much like to start with you. There's something with the people, the propaganda, like I told you, the universe is not God. But at a certain point, I have to remember God. So I have my boys and young children and God. I want to send them to come and beat up certain bloggers. That is the truth. But then, considering the fact that violence is not a solution to everything, I am going to say my God, I want to speak the truth. Considering the fact that violence is not the key to everything, I left people to think what it is that they want to think. Why? Because I cannot change. About a month ago, no, about 2 months ago, I think, there's a show that I went to. Imagine they've announced Chandiru, and these people are happy. It all over the stage to sing my very first song. It's the devil is a liar. Nagamba. What's what I told you? Imagine out of all the comments, that's the only one that I had. I had to go and say, this is for my first song. When I'm supposed to make an impression. I tell them you are writing. That's why I kept telling you, bring your favorite artist one, but we're writing. So I got to a point when I'm not going to change anybody's perspective of anything. You're not going to wake up in the morning and tell if you're a ritualist and you change a person's mind from being a ritualist. You're not going to go and change it takes a lot to change a Catholic to become a Protestant or a Muslim to become a Christian. Sometimes you let God lead the way. Is what it is. You see, if you choose, if you take time to pick up a phone and call me, I'll show you consequences. And you will know. One of the reasons as to why I will not use powder or crack or cocaine is because one, I'm anemic. Two, I have low cell regeneration. My cells, if I get a wound, it takes long to heal. Three, I am hypertensive. I have low blood pressure. The university, I don't need that stuff. So, I left people to think what it is that they want to think. Strategies to eliminate what people think. Like in the music, for example, giving an example of the music industry. I'm at a level in my life where I literally don't care what people think. Why? Because I come number one in my life. The time when I took so much care to think about what people think of me, I came and did there was a lecture I was doing for drugs or something. I collapsed. But generally, I'm seen all that cheap. Because I didn't follow your behavior every time. Now, before I call you, I collapsed. You took over the internet. I blocked out. I wasn't ready. So the day they stopped thinking just about using drugs, he has spoken about coffee. How did I forget that? Coffee. Coca-Cola. The smallest things that you don't expect become abused. The moment you use them in a quantity which you're not supposed to use them. And the other thing, he mentioned something very important. This person can't do this or this. I know a doctor by the way. Literally, a very big percentage of medical staff use painkillers, from morphine, pethidine to methadone. They use them. Everything comes down to your head. When you tell yourself something, have you ever gotten into a place that, say you have a task to do, and you tell yourself, you know you will not do it. You know that, right? You will not do it. But if you ever tell yourself, it's a done deal. That man, and I don't get that, it is set up on a cheap. Set up. Spoiling and that contaminated, you didn't know. Contaminated. We work however, what you call a part of, you see at the end of the day, in the cell, a cigar or a leaf of the now come out. I told myself, start up on a chip, there are things which I go through, ladies and gentlemen. There are things I go through. Then you took a point to you come in at around 2. I usually prepare between 2:30, 3:30 in the morning. Never will come out. I thought I paid my price already. It is an audience Jacob. No Olachino, Umusatana, Olachina, and Divorcinga. It's said a singular Chichi. There's a little going to come out. I got to down. Then I'm over the family because I have a Olachi. No banana. In the morning, the first phone call I will get will be something which is solving one of my issues. Everything you tell your mind works up. It's what makes your body work. Whatever you put in your mind, you will do not. That's why you spoke about phone. When we are teacher meeting, also read the video, how I'm connecting it to the phone. If they were brown, one you got to make a quality. The smallest thoughts like this is the one that affects what? A chain reaction. But if a person says, I can't function, I can't grasp without this, was the person washing the head, just do we are taking up now we can charge it. Look at my name for another, which is when now they come. Do you think that the people were all born using the substance? No, we were not. But it's what you put in your mind that matters the most. Please spend a lot with them. So the last question, Dan, give one. And I'm not going to do this by myself. Right? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Zema injora wanga wili Hula injia levantara Bole chimu Chida kachima sabuanga tui nange Baba mie kumacha There's so much challenging. I check. You can try something. Mommy, don't worry. You can see now. Yes, so enough. Like, no, but I can get on now. Said I wanna be right there where you are. And I wanna be right there. You're wrong. Kiss on my lips every morning is all I want. Where you are.
To deal with this, because I feel like when I first did my first song, most of you guys were in primary, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So that means it's been a journey of 10 years plus. We are doing consistent music delivery. But regardless, we face those challenges that I've told you. In the industry of the music, there's a lot of anxiety. Because it's more or less like we did with magic. When you drop these hits, you guys want another hit like in the next week, right? And no one knows before you are making a hit. You can't tell me like what food did you eat when you are going to record Prashada? I don't even remember. You know. But I have to keep trying, making the magic, and hoping that you're the next one is the hit. And that comes with anxiety, right? Just as you sit there and you're like, man, how am I going to do after university? I need a job, I need this, I need to support my siblings. Like we all go through different things that could bring anxiety or depression. My humble advice, I will give an example to myself. How have I been able to deal with this? I want to share with you guys. My best approach to this is trying to stay present regardless. Because what happened in the past, we have no power to change it, to really happen. What will happen tomorrow, you really have little influence. And that influence depends on the present. What you're doing today can somehow influence on what's going to come tomorrow. What you're doing today has no power to change what passed. So staying present is one of the best options you can ever have. How do we stay present? Personally, I stay present by practicing a lot of gratitude. Whenever you wake up, you might try to look up at what's missing, right? Every time you wake up, you're like, I don't have this, I don't have this, I need to have this, I need to have this. How about you take a minute to look at what you have? Count the blessings every time you wake up. At least it's something to appreciate. So for me personally, how I try to help to overcome anxiety through staying present. I try to practice a lot of gratitude. You have waking up when you can breathe. I mean, as we're talking now, people are in Colombo, people are in jail. So if you woke up and you're alive, you have energy, you need to love yourself by practicing gratitude. Yeah, like I said, before we go to the topic of saying no to drug abuse, there are many things that lead to that. The prevention, before we get to the cure, I really want to talk about some of the prevention. Personally, when lockdown hit, it's one of the moments I faced some of the reality checks. When I lost my beloved mother, we had a strong relationship. It really affected me. It took me to depression, and I've never known how to deal with depression. Because, I mean, it was the first encounter of a depression. But I want to share my story on how I went through it, and I managed to get back on my toes. Yeah? Like I told you, I believe so much in prevention before we get to the cure. After the gratitude, when I encountered this experience, I never stepped to a gym. I never played football as a wing boy, growing up learning music. I was never a sports person. Yeah? So lockdown hits, I lose my mother, work is closed, reality checks coming, and I'm like, I'm losing myself. Yeah? A close friend of mine, you guys all know, called UICT. She used to work out so much. I'd never stayed to a gym, right? So every time she would be sweating, I was like, you gotta go flash, Rachel forward. Yeah? So that time when life had put me in that corner, she used to speak to me. She's like, the only person that can rescue you is yourself in the first place. Before anybody comes for you, you need to come for yourself first. And I had no idea what she meant. So she told me, I'm going to take you to a nearby gym in Vienna. They got me membership. I started working out. First week, it was really hard, I want to tell you guys. And I took a whole month. After the first month, I took a whole break of a full month without going back to the gym. Things were getting harder. She told me, you have to go back to the gym. I had no option. I went to the gym, second month, third month. I finished the first year. Started a recovery journey. I started practicing more gratitude. I started loving myself more. I started beating the odds that I thought I could never be. Yeah? 1 year went, 2 year, 3rd year. We're running now like the 5th year. So as I'm standing right now, I want to share a testimony that, like I mentioned, in my dark corner, I had to stand and come for myself. Exercising rescued my mental well-being, I testify. Like I say, before we go to the cure, I want to speak about the prevention first. Gratitude is what I mentioned first. Practice gratitude, appreciate the little blessings. Appreciate yourself before anybody appreciates you. Exercise is very vital, like I've just testified. If I didn't work out, I was losing myself 100%. Every time I would go to the gym, even right now, every after session, I look at myself in the mirror and like, yes, Choozen, I love you, Choozen, you're strong. My friend, before anybody tells you that you're strong, you can't. You need to tell it yourself first, right? Exercise is very, very key. If you don't do any exercise, I kind of ask you to start. Before we go to the drug abuse, like I said, I emphasize the prevention before the cure. Gratitude and exercise have been my major pillars to fight for my mental well-being. I urge you guys, keep practicing gratitude, exercise, even if it's not a gym, skip a row, do anything. When you sweat out, trust me, you're switching off the bad energy. When you do that discipline of pick the reps, do this, you are developing a behavior change that you can never accept. Right? Those are the two major pillars that I would emphasize how to do. So, we go to the drug abuse. Because, we play the game. If somebody has weakened somewhere, the result to that, still, we're not going to play a blame game or pointing fingers to them. With this, let's end the stigmatization. If you have somebody dealing with mental illnesses, we can't kill them. It might happen to you, it might happen to your father, it may happen to your friend. So let's not stigmatize somebody who is fighting an addiction. They need our support. And anybody dealing with an addiction, please don't feel ashamed of what you're going through. Acceptance is the first step to healing. When you accept, you start seeking for help. I've seen people fighting these battles and they overcome them. It's not the end of the line. Yesterday was my birthday and we celebrated this at some rehabilitation in Webber. I was talking to a couple of youths. We met them there and children that was put me in a corner and, I feel like this is the end. And it's not the end, because even the Bible says the dead are not dead, right? So what I'm trying to mean with this drug abuse, we say no to drug abuse. 100% we criticize it. But how do we handle our friends that are caught like a fallen in the trap of the drugs? Let's say no to stigmatization. We should give help to somebody who deserves it. And if somebody is fighting with addiction, please seek for help. Don't feel like it's the end of the world. Seek for help. There's hope that you can reclaim your life. My last remark on the drug abuse campaign, I want to give an example with the industry that I'm familiar with, and that's the music industry, where I come from. I want to share a brief story of how I started my journey. And when I was starting my music, I was still a small boy in my village. I remember I was in Form 4 when I was writing the lyrics of Pressure Love in my black book. And my friends were telling me like, no, tell the artist, so what I should Toyota Grab, like it was a sister. You should be having a group of, fellow musicians. If you're a footballer, in your group there are footballers. So in my group, we're all music lovers and we're all aspiring to be artists, right? If I'm to be honest, there are more talented guys that I had in my group. And I knew that if so and so got a chance to record a song, probably they could be the most lyricists in this world. What held them back is the drug. They started using while they were in school because the misconception got into their head that for them to make it, they have to take drugs. Bro, they never made it. I did my first song with my summer energy. It blew. It got them depressed the more. It's a sad story, but I still miss my friends. Even when I go to my village, I see them struggling with the drugs, and they haven't yet made it in the life. I strongly condemn the drug, And I testify that myself, I have been able to serve in this challenging music industry for more than 10 years with sober energy and counting more years of sober energy. I'm the living testimony to the creatives. You have your child, your brother, your sister who wants to come to the music industry, and they're telling them that the only way to make it in the industry, you have to use a substance. That's a big lie. Always go to YouTube, show them children life that have served for more than 10 years with a sober mind. So I encourage you guys to say no to drug abuse campaign, spread the gospel, but most importantly is the prevention before we get to the cure. Thank you so much. I pray to God to lead your way always. I love you and say no to drug abuse. Prioritize your mental well-being, because your mind is your strongest weapon that you will ever have. Fight hard. Think about your mental well-being every day, because it reflects all the things around you. It's a mental health month this May. Spread the gospel and also take care of your mental well-being, because it's your most expensive asset, I guarantee you. I love
Thank you so much, Mr. Choozen. My question is, actually, you're someone in the music industry. We all know that what music industry is currently bringing to the world. Like a lot of young guys want to be like the artists, want to be like celebrities, want to adopt their lifestyle. So, my question is, what role? Okay, you all know the danger of drugs in the music industry. And there are a lot of people in the music industry who are artists. What role are you play in order to solve up this, or you can help the industry? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I have one question. I've heard that using drugs has no problem, provided you're not abusing them. Yeah, I've heard it somewhere. Like using drugs, these things are good. People use them to read and pass, artists use them and give us to them. And I've heard that it's not that provided you're not abusing them. I mean, how true is that based on your experience in the industry? Thank you so much. Second last question. All right, I think you can take one of those. That's all.
All right, thank you guys. Voice to this mental health awareness. I mean, as an artist, you guys have supported me, for a long time. And doing this, I feel is one of the ways. Really now, regardless of what I give you a cappella, if you promise me a way to prioritize, instead of guys, within the cappella, in exchange of you guys promising me that you're prioritizing your mental well-being, right? If you're putting your mental well-being first, raise your hand like this, man. Fight for yourself, because nobody's gonna fight for you, right? Oga kachiga wakola, oga kamasi chiga ke wantiga. Era mino nichia, ije ya any song for choosing that you pick for yourself. Where the God of winning want you, without my feeling like this. Let's go. Thank you, guys.
At this juncture, I would like to thank
for you. All protocols observed. And good afternoon. My name is Chandiru Martin, the Assistant Youth Presidential Aspirant. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here today to give a vote of thanks on behalf of the student fraternity of UICT, going out to Choozen Blood. Choozen Blood, we actually grateful for the one message that you passed on to us. Choozen Blood highlighted on the point choosing yourself every day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't choose yourself, no one is going to choose you. Not even your parents are going to choose you. You have to choose yourself.
All right, as the DJ takes on the stage.